This is Andy Pro for Boxing Social Association with Betfred. I'm joined by former world champion Paul Butler. Paul, 60-54 victory over Jose Reyes. Your thoughts on the fight and your performance?
Yeah, I thought the performance was pretty solid, to be honest. I stuck to instructions from Joe. To be honest with you, I didn't know he was a southpaw until about 12 o'clock this afternoon. My dad rang me and he said, "Have you seen this kid?" Nah, I don't watch him, to be honest with you. I normally do, you know, if it's like a big fight. Just getting some rounds there, but I noticed he was a southpaw this morning. And then we obviously worked on that in the changing rooms, and I thought the performance was solid. A little bit slippy in the middle of the ring, which put me off a little bit because I thought I was dominating from the centre of the ring, and then I had to go on the outside. Well, I preferred to go on the outside because I didn't want to throw a shot, miss, get clipped, and it'd be half a slip and half a shot. So, yeah, not a bad performance.
Was he tougher than you expected him to be?
Mexicans are tough, aren't they? I've boxed many Mexicans. They're all tough. Durable, yeah. I honestly think if I could have held that centre of the ring a bit more, I'm not worried about slipping. I reckon I'd have got my there, because I think the third round I started really letting my shots go. Started letting some big body shots go. Started landing. I could see it in his facial expressions that he was feeling it a bit. Just the centre of the ring killed me, to be honest. I think it's just sweat more than anything. It's probably down to us fighters, not the actual canvas, but yeah, I was just slipping a lot.
What was it like being back on the Smallville shows? You know, you fought for world titles, you're a former world champion, like I've said. What was it like being back on a show like this?
Listen, if I'm boxing at the O2 Arena in front of 20,000, or I'm boxing here in Wythenshawe, I'm putting on the same performance. It doesn't really matter. I'm a professional. I'll train every fight like it's a world title. And I've got to thank Joe for putting me on this. Massive thanks to him. Struggling for fights at the start of the season. There's not many around by us. No Liverpool shows, nothing. And Joe put this on, so massive thanks to him. And like I say, it doesn't matter where I fight, small or in front of 20,000, you're getting the same effort out of me.
Did you feel an added pressure in the sense that you are the biggest name on the card because of what you've achieved previously?
Not really. I'm 30 year old. Like I've always been taught from a very young age. Don't play up to the crowd. Don't go out there thinking you're something you're not. I remember my dad, and I'm Macker, who does my corner with Joe. I remember boxing on a club show. I must have been about 13, 14 in the Vauxhall Club. And our home show, so you can imagine the crowd they had there as a 13, 14-year-old, all my mates from school. I've gone in, I'd beat the kid in the schoolboy championships. I went out and I had a war with him just to play up to the crowd, and I got beaten a majority. And ever since then, I've always listened to my dad and Macker. Never ever play up to the crowd. Never think you're better than you are. Go out there and do the job that's in hand.
I know I've spoken to you about it previously, and you're waiting to find out what happens with the World Boxing Super Series and where those titles end up after the tournament is finished. So in the meantime, have you had any discussions with Joe or with Eddie, etc., about what could be up next?
I want the European title. While we're waiting, what better title to go for than the European? It's one I've never held. I've held pretty much every intercontinental. I've held the British, the Commonwealth, a world title. The only title I've never held is the European. They never had one at super flyweight, so I was never too able to compete for it, but there's one at bantamweight, so let's go for it.
Well, Paul, I'll leave a final word with yourself before I let you shoot off. Anything you'd like to leave on?
No, just thanks to all the fans, thanks for everyone coming out. I know Joe and Kieran put a lot into this show, so big thanks to them, and thanks to the fans for coming out.
Paul, thanks for speaking to myself on Boxing Social.
No problem, thanks for having me.